Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another fabulous CB and the Boys radio show. We have got a fabulous hot show tonight with some fire hot topics you don't want to miss. So just sit back and relax and buckle up. It's going to be a thrilling ride on CB and the Boys. So, see you in. George, roll it.
CB Booker, George, Breaker Boy Homie, Roger Hawkins, Mimi Acosta. Let's go! CB and the Boys, Midweek Motivator. Come on, gather around, get the 411, and let's talk about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another CB and the Boys. I am CB, and I got the whole crew in the building. Here we go, the fabulous Miss Mimi Acosta. What's up, Mimi?
What's up, everyone? Trey, what's up?
Hello, Trey. And we have Mr. Universe himself, Roger Hawkins. What's up, Raj?
What's going on, people? I'm living great. How y'all living?
Alive. All right, and we got Mr. George, Road Rage himself, Biker Boy Holman. What is up, George?
What up?
Why is it every week your nickname changes?
What is road rage?
My boy can't get right.
What the hell?
Oh,
What the hell is going on? What's going on, JJ in the house?
Hey, JJ.
Okay, I love it.
Y'all know good, man.
So what's up, guys? We're Wednesday, middle of the week. Everybody having a good work week so far?
Yeah, I'm ready to drink.
So sorry. Jesus. I said it, but damn.
There you go.
Look, you ask a question.
All right, George, roll it.
Alrighty then.
Right.
Don't jump right into it or nothing.
Right, give her an intro.
Come get the 411. And it's Mimi's drink special. Mimi, let them know what you're sipping on.
Jesus.
Yes, I started already. Liberty Creek, Sweet Red, honey. Okay, and I'm gonna tell y'all something about this, right? I was saying it earlier. There is a really big difference with these Sweet Red wines and the brands, because Liberty Creek is amazing. It's sweet. And then you go to Sutter Home Sweet Red. Woo-hoo! Hell to the no. But anywho, this is great. I have a purple straw tonight just to make it a little different. And no ice. So guys, see, I'm graduating slowly.
Now you judging.
Hey, look, I'm graduating slowly. Okay, so
yeah.
CB, what you got over there, Mama? You got something?
Water.
If that water had only slipped from your damn hand, I would have laughed so hard tonight. Okay,
That would have been hilarious.
Impossible.
Okay, well, you know what? We need to stay hydrated, so that's what's up. Roger, what you got, Papa? I know you got something nice over there.
Yeah. I'm mixing it up a little bit. I've kind of lately discovered this, and this is kind of dangerous. This it's called 99. That's the brand, because it's 99 proof and it's liqueur. So y'all need to learn the difference between liquor and liqueur. But anyway, shit's potent. I'm going root beer today. So I checked it out in California actually. We're like, hey, so I'm gonna do me a little different kind of a root beer float type joint with some cream soda and some root beer 99 proof. So let's do it.
Okay, you need to tell me how that tastes. If it's sweet, I'm all for it. I'll probably give it.
Oh, it is. That's the thing. Liqueur is sweet.
It's
usually what you add. Like if you think Maduri sour, Amaretto sour, Grand Marnier, those are liqueurs.
Yes.
They usually can be mixers, but they can also be, drunk straight and things like that. So it's righteous. It's righteous.
I love it. George, what you got? Hey, that's what he got.
In a past life, he was himself. If opportunity knocks and he's not home, opportunity waits. he gave his father the talk. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
It's Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friend.
That shit's hilarious.
I absolutely love it.
Trey, you rocking with anything? What the deal is?
I know, JJ, you got something sweet over there, so let's go, mama.
And I'm also touching it with a little sweet lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink.
Trey, Fireball has a keg. It has 110 shots in it.
Okay, fair enough.
All righty. But what are you having tonight?
Yeah, I was about to say, how many shots in are you, good sir? Don't tell me about it like shit. Don't tease me with a good time. How many?
Trey over there on CB team, okay, with the water.
Yeah, H2O shots.
Probably.
That's what he's having. H2O shots.
I ain't gonna really explain how whack that is, but all right. And between you, me, and all my friends, that shit's whack.
I think he has his days. He has his days. So
Yeah,
guys,
me
we're gonna jump right in because I've been told that I take too long doing what I do. So I mean, I need to
go ahead, handle
The whole show.
Yeah, see, and I can't have that.
Gotcha.
So anyway, so let's talk about this Las Vegas over there on your neck of the woods, Roger. Las Vegas mother suffers devastating loss after a CVS, pharmacy, mistakenly gives her abortion medication. Okay, so what the deal was, Tamika Thomas, she's a mother of 4, in 2019 decided together with her husband to expand their family. However, as she entered her 30s, Tamika faced difficulties getting pregnant due to 2 ectopic pregnancies, resulting in the removal of her fallopian tubes. Despite lacking the insurance coverage, the couple made a courageous decision to pursue costly in vitro fertilization. After the doctors sedated Thomas and implanted 2 eggs into her body, they provided her with prescriptions. One of the prescriptions was designed to stimulate hormone production and initiate her pregnancy, as reported by KTSM El Paso. A doctor prescribed her vaginal suppository in place of the previous injection she took by injecting. Thomas went to her CVS brand North Las Vegas and at some point took 2 of her required doses, but quickly she knew something was wrong. She started cramping, and she told Channel 8 News that that's what's going on. She lost both babies. She was having a set of twins.
Oh.
Yes. She is going to own a couple of CVS stores and then some.
Yeah.
Somebody made a really bad mistake.
Okay. So here's the thing. That is heartbreaking because you lost 2 babies. Now, does this make me a dick? Because if you can't afford 3 or 4, why in holy hell do you want 6? Don't give me that bullshit about God said be fruitful and multiply. Don't give me that bullshit about, we love families and all that. It's annoying because those who shouldn't do. And that's the case of, but all that to say, no, yeah, they're going to sue. They should win because it's still
But when in the report did it say they couldn't afford it? When did they say they didn't have any money?
When Mimi said they couldn't afford the procedures that they were proceeding with in the first place when she was reading the article.
That doesn't mean that they're destitute. It just means
you don't have the insurance.
Well, let me finish. It just means that they couldn't afford those expensive procedures. But it doesn't have any bearing on if they can afford their children. If they made the conscious decision between the 2 to go forward and do it, I don't think they do it knowing they'd be living under a bridge. So that being said,
I think I'm gonna join Roger and be in the "Don't Be a Dick" campaign. Because at the end of the day, you have 4. It's like, okay, you know what? Look, you lost these 2. It's CVS fault. Sue them, and don't let this be such a downfall for you that now these 4 kids and everybody else suffers, because you know how, us women go through a lot when we lose kids and we take it through different levels. And then now you have the whole media on top of it. And now you got the kids. If those kids are going to school, now it's going to be stuff on them. And it can become such an ugly thing. Hope it doesn't for them, though.
Listen, I think Jesus had to step in and intervene because clearly, sometimes the inmates run the asylum, and he was like, "I give y'all free will, and you fuckers on the short bus." So,
So moving right along.
there's that. Meet.
I guess it's 3-1 because I definitely 100% disagree with you guys on that one. But
No, that's
moving
okay.
on.
That's okay.
It's okay. We ain't got six together.
Okay, so moving right along. This is in Dubai. Okay. 21-year-old who was sentenced to a year in Dubai prison after an alleged altercation with an airport customs officer is free. So, Elizabeth boarded her flight home to New York late Tuesday night. The news that her sentence would be commuted was a welcome end to Elizabeth's hellish 5 months in Dubai that left her humiliated, traumatized, and out-of-pocket expenses of $50,000. The CEO of detained she was in Dubai and represented Elizabeth. Okay, the altercation happened during a 10-hour layover in Dubai as Elizabeth traveled to New York from what? Istanbul with her friends. With her friends. So she recently had surgery. She was reportedly told to remove her medicine waist trainer while going through security. She reportedly complied and asked the female security guard to assist her in putting it back on. After the security guard allegedly refused, she called out to one of her friends for assistance and simultaneously touched the officer's arm. She was allowed to leave the airport, but upon her return was told a travel ban had been issued against her. The U.S. State Department said that they were made aware of the issue Elizabeth was facing in Dubai and were in communication with her and her family. Now that her sentence has been commuted, travel groups are urging the State Department to update their advisory warnings for individuals thinking of traveling to Dubai.
That story's changed a little bit.
Okay.
I know we talked about it several months back, and again, we weren't there. I don't know.
Right.
It seems like they're kind of damping it down a little bit. Oh, this happened, and maybe that's closer to the truth because she was made to out to be really belligerent, and this and the third. And guys, be careful when you go to Dubai, you can't act like this. So she was made to be the sassy, angry black woman then, and now it's one of those. Oh, she was taking off her belt. She's accidentally touched the woman. Blah blah blah. So see, the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle, but this does go to show you got to be really, really careful when you go to other countries because culturally people do things differently and you cannot take chances. I mean, that proof positive, they threw her ass in jail. I'm glad she didn't stay the whole year. But again, look at what can happen if you just look at somebody wrong or accidentally touch someone or do whatever. I mean, their rules are different over there. So, glad she's home, but I hope that's a lesson to people.
Roger that. JJ says that was a different lady in different
was it?
situation.
Well, damn, everybody need to quit going to damn Dubai. Shit, why y'all going anyway? I appreciate that. Thank you. What the hell's going on? I ain't trying to go. Hey, let my daughter call me. You're on your own, kid. You know how many tropical islands there is.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so moving right along. A judge orders alleged 11-year-old stepping into your zone, Roger.
Okay, yeah.
The judge orders alleged 11-year-old youth football gunman to stay in custody.
Mm-hmm.
So, 11-year-old football player accused of shooting two of his teammates earlier this week has been ordered by a judge to stay in custody for at least the next 21 days. So apparently he got into a fight. And I know that George looks like he's pulling it up because you can always
saw the video.
Concentration face. Yes. So he got into an argument with two of his teammates. He went to his mother's car, came back with a gun, shot. It was just one shot that rang out, but he ended up hitting two of his teammates.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So they are looking into like pressing charges, and the parents are definitely keeping the little boy. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Because this is like serious. 11.
Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you this real quick. You know what pissed me off about the whole thing? And this kind of reminds me of the Chicago situation and other situations. These parents are making it okay for their children to feel comfortable enough to run and grab their firearm and do that. So see, placing a lot of blame on the mom for that.
Yes.
No, there ain't no way my kid would get mad enough, first of all, to keep beefing like that and then run in my car and do that. Beat the holy hell out of you. Don't.
Right.
My kids have been around weapons their whole life. My kids won't touch guns.
Oh, you know what? Your kids are scared of you. That's why they're scared of you from the minute they were born.
They should
But
be.
you're
The
right.
last thing they should worry about. But again, my son was in the military, and my girls have walked past guns their whole life, but they also understand it's not one of those, you don't get mad, you don't pop off, you don't do that. They've never seen me do it, so their example is that. I'm blaming the parents, I'm blaming the environment, but you don't just you mad, you gonna run. He ran and reached for that. He knew where it was. I'll guarantee you they've had conversations about it. It just, there's a whole lot of wrong here, a whole lot of wrong, a whole lot of wrong. You know,
there is, George, and I see you have it pulled up. So let's go.
Let's check this out. Watch his intention. Watch.
Newly released surveillance video shows the moments police say an 11-year-old boy shot his teammates during football practice.
Happened Monday night in Apopka, just north of Orlando. The footage shows the boy running to his mother's car in the parking lot, where he was chased by a 13-year-old. After retrieving a firearm from the vehicle, the boy can then be seen running back out and firing one round from the gun. 13-year-old who was chasing him and another boy were struck as they tried to run away. According to an affidavit, some witnesses said the three boys had been physically fighting over a bag of chips. Other witnesses said the 11-year-old was being bullied.
Now, Haley Crumblehome reports the park and fields reopened last night.
One of the 911 calls came from the mom of one of the two 13-year-old victims.
They said it was somebody else that was shot too, but I don't know. Just please make them hurry up. Okay, ma'am. Please.
The Pop Warner team wasn't the only group at the complex Monday night. Another call came from a soccer coach on another field.
There was one shot. That's all we heard. We told our players to get down. Everybody's just a mass exodus out of the football area.
While the football field was empty Tuesday night, soccer players were back, with the team posting on Facebook that after talking with park administration and the Apopka police, they felt confident resuming practice and giving kids a sense of normalcy. Regular park visitors were back too, but shocked by what happened.
It's just crazy. I wouldn't have expected it to happen here at all.
How did this even happen?
Police released surveillance camera footage Tuesday. It shows the 11-year-old suspect getting something from a car before one shot is fired, hitting two 13-year-olds.
I had walked my dog earlier that day in this very park.
Glenn Chansey is an Apopka parent with teenagers. He was horrified by what happened.
As a parent, this is a nightmare. You know, my kids, if they don't go to karate, my boys are here walking with me, sometimes at the same time that they're playing football over there.
That's one of several questions he's been asking himself.
Is one of these kids carrying a gun? Could the same argument break out over here with someone else? I don't think it's unrealistic to be very concerned about that. Do you?
And that was Haley Crumblehome reporting. One of the boys has been released from the hospital. The other is still recovering in stable condition. Police say the mother of the 11-year-old might also face charges because he was able to grab a firearm that was not secured at the time.
I couldn't agree more. And listen.
And she was sitting in the car. Did you see that?
This is the thing. So she's used to him either flying off the handle or doing it. I'm not sure if he's, things are so out of balance now with the family dynamic. I can only imagine that he's probably her son, husband, whatever. He's probably everything in that household. And if it is, then I'm sorry for that. But there ain't no way. I could have run past my mother, grabbed the gun, and gone somewhere. She'd have listened, dog. I'd probably be on crutches right now. You just can't. I can't even imagine being that mad and being willing to do something like that without fearing the consequences, even when I was 11. I would have been too afraid to do that. I mean, I got a nice beating playing with guns when I was a kid. So that's too much. That's wild. I just can't imagine it. But that's a learned behavior. That anger, that escalation, that's a learned behavior. I'll guarantee you, he's around that. He sees it, whether it be at home, the neighborhood, the home and neighborhood, school. That's a learned behavior, and that's problems. That's future problems.
Yes. Just Got It Real podcast. Thank you so much. We are just like, I'm just seeing
I like that. Hello, by the way.
Hello. Yeah, right. It's like,
Yeah,
hi.
I posted it up on the, I posted it up on the screen.
I didn't see it. We were just going.
Yeah,
The
kick
mom,
in the door. I
the
get
mom
it.
and dad and the child
Yeah, I
should be
posted it
charged.
up on the screen earlier. when you
Yeah,
said
I
it.
didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
But
I didn't see
anyway, moving right along. So another baby dies in America. Baby dies of brain bleed days after judge rules she could stay in an abusive parent's home. Once again, to the judge. Okay, so 1-year-old infant died in Brooklyn, New York last month, days after a judge ruled her and her brother to be returned to her parents, whom city officials alleged were abusive, according to the court documents obtained by the New York Times. According to the Times, Ella Vitalis was hospitalized with a blunt force injury to her head on September 15th. The infant allegedly also had injuries that include a swollen eyelid, bruising, and cuts to her forehead, and what appeared to be a broken jaw and bite marks, per the court papers obtained by the Times. Okay, so something's happened this crazy to a baby, and they're just like, okay, let's return her and her brother back to the home that they just came from, where they were extremely abused.
Let me tell you something. Boy. How about this? I'm an Old Testament kind of a brother. I believe in eye for an eye. So whatever you do, you have to have done to you. Ergo, I think the parents should have all of those respective injuries. They should sustain every one of those. That's the only way around it.
Yeah.
I don't, because jail time doesn't do shit. All of that,
Yes.
it doesn't do anything. You know what? I'll guarantee you, if we took up that mantle of the Old Testament again, and I ain't religified and biblical like that, but I do get a kick out of the eye for an eye shit. So I really feel like, you know what, whatever you do to somebody, if it's done to you, I promise you, I know how to cut the crime in this country. There's a whole lot of people that can dish it out, can't take it.
So, anybody else have anything to say before I move right along?
Fuck them parents.
Moving right along.
They sip on that, and we moving right along. So, Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. So, I'm hoping that they have an update on this, because from what I got, yes, JJ, I'm with you too. So, suspect at large after 5 injured in shooting at Morgan State University. Suspect at large. So they haven't found a suspect yet, or they have. I don't know. Anywho, the incident unfolded around 9:25 p.m. when campus police on patrol heard gunfire. From there, they found 5 victims, 4 men and 1 woman, who ranged in the age from 18 to 22. It was noted that 4 of the 5 are students at the university campus, Police Chief Lance Hatcher said. Following the shooting, they were taken to a local hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Videos posted by other students online show the intense moments the Baltimore SWAT team tried to search for the gunman, but came out empty-handed. Around 11:45 p.m., the city police tweeted that the incident was no longer an active shooter situation. University officials also tweeted the shelter-in-place order on campus has been lifted. All shuttle services has resumed. So he's still out there somewhere. Or they caught him. Does anybody know? We don't know. So he just got on the campus, shot some folks, and then left, and now they're looking for him.
Do they? Do they have a motive, or is it just? Does it appear to be random right now?
Well, what I read is what it says.
So yeah, that's a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
People are wild, man. People are just wild.
Folks are crazy. So
always have been, but damn.
Yeah, no, it's so much happening today. There's so much. Florida man is executed for murdering women he met at beach bars. Denies final meal. Says I love you all, but they got rid of him. So, according to reports, the 50-year-old denied his final meal before his big day, where he was put to death by lethal injection. So, while many states have abolished the death penalty, Florida has kept the controversial punishment for the most heinous crimes. Zach was convicted for 2 brutal murders in 1996. 1996! And he got to live this whole time.
Do you know how long they keep people on death row? Way too long. But they keep people on death row for decades, which I don't get. That just tells me you're really not. Either you don't have faith in your own judicial system and decision making, or it's just one of those, there may be a chance. I don't understand that. If you truly believe, now here's the thing, I'm glad that there have been people that have been exonerated, but what is the point of having someone on death row costing millions or more in tax dollars when they confessed?
That's true,
it,
because
you got
it's a lot of
evidence,
money.
in theory. Now,
A lot of
again,
money.
yeah, why? I don't get it.
Listen to this right here. He was convicted for 2 brutal murders in 1996. One of his sadistic crimes included the murder of a bartender, Ravon Smith, whom he had befriended at a beach bar, brutally raped her, fatally stabbing her with an oyster knife multiple times. He also killed another woman, Laura Rosillo, whom he also met at a bar. So he'd just meet women at bars and kill them. And then from 1996 all the way up until now. And now it's like, okay, time for him. So the time is up. The time is up for you. Like eating, living good, being in prison, doing God knows what to who. And then today is just his day. Anyway, whatever. And guys, for now, that is all I have for the 411. Does anybody have any 411s?
Okay. Other than, I know y'all know that supposedly, now, and this is kind of what doesn't make me a dick moment, but supposedly the guy that killed Tupac was Keith D, I should say, is supposedly confessing. He lives here, which everybody's known. Here's why I don't give a shit. It has nothing to do with Pac, because I love Pac. I don't give a shit because here we are 413 years later, and now y'all want to kick in and talk about it? No, that just means, again, next week, y'all gonna find out why Raj thinks like he does. But it's just a cover up. You're trying to distract people.
Yeah, but how about like Suge came forward and was like, he wasn't the shooter.
Right. It's a moot point.
Like, yeah, what y'all got him for? Because there's 100 people out there. Okay, maybe he was one of them that was out there, but he was not the shooter. So if he's not the shooter, then why he's sitting up in jail?
Because apparently either he was in the vehicle or he knows who it was, and supposedly he and Suge are the only two people left alive that know.
You don't tell though. This is the thing. The switching thing is like you just don't tell. You know, if I wasn't the shooter and I happened to be at the party, what am I talking about?
See, I feel like it's either a book deal coming, the statute of limitations is up, something has to be planned, and I feel like it's a diversion tactic to get us distracted from what's really important in the country. But again, we'll get more into that with our conspiracies next year.
Oh, my bad. And one more thing. Now that you said that, because it is all this is a distraction. But how about Mr. The governor over there in Florida, DeSantis, decided that he's going to is it either the death penalty? I guess is the death. I don't think it's a death penalty, but I think he's about to go hard somehow. I want to say it's a death penalty on those who have raped kids, like child abuse, not child abuse, but yes, exactly. Yeah, there's something like that online. I read it earlier, and I was just like, I think I talked to Crystal about it yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I was just like, well, shit, if it's one thing he did right, is that. But then,
you know what? Here's the crazy thing about it.
What's going to happen to the women that are having that want to have abortions by these men that have raped them? Because when you do 1-to-1, you gotta fix the other side. You can't just decide. You're gonna.
He'll fuck around and realize that there are too many high-profile people, politically and financially affiliated, that are pedophiles, and now you're gonna have to create exceptions. It just is what it is, and so we'll learn. It'll be fine for the lower income tax bracket, but loopholes will be coming. But you know what? Do your thing. See, even a clock is right twice a day. Even he got that part right. I'm all for it.
That's right.
I'm all for it.
Yes.
I'm here for it. Sorry. I believe that there should be chemical castration at the very least for violent sexual offenders, rapists, and pedophiles. At the very least, if you're going to let them out of prison, they should be castrated or chemically sterilized at the very least.
Cut the motherfucker off.
That's fine. Hey, George said it.
Nothing but alcohol and a butter knife.
I'm sure the transgenders could use some pals over there. Anyway.
They doing it, they paying for it.
It's a topic for later, but yeah.
Yeah, we coming to it. We're coming to it, folks.
We're coming to it.
I ain't got much on that front. I don't have much. So
So,
yeah.
Crystal?
Yeah.
This damn chick right here.
Right.
I mean, like, what is there to say?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so moving right along. Trick said get the rope. Yes. Yes.
Hey, that's like that old El Paso commercial. Get a rope.
No, what I was going to say is, what is there to say? DeSantis definitely has a motive for whatever he's doing. So just, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, basically. And
that's what it is. That's what it is. So Florida law allowing the death penalty for child rapists is now in effect.
Yeah. So don't be distracted by that, because there's big things at play and things that are going on to distract you over here while they do their dirt over here. So just keep an eye out. Don't be distracted. That's the best thing I can say to anybody. When you hear big news or something, don't be distracted.
Shit, I checked the stock market.
Exactly.
That part.
Don't be distracted.
Real facts, man. Oh, next week, guys, look, we have fun tonight, but just next week is gonna be a humdinger.
Man.
Not that tonight ain't. So strap up, like I said. I will not go to bed happy unless somebody's pissed at me.
Well, I guess you'll be ecstatic next week, because a lot of folks gonna be pissed at you.
Yeah.
But that's nothing new.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, no more. Like I said, you can give me mine just for the sheer hell of it, George.
Let's go.
Which one? You got two.
Well, let's just start out with him not being a dick all his life.
I don't have a whole heck of a lot of sports. I got one thing on sports. It's a little bit different, but let me give you my sports and fitness real quick.
Yo, let's get it. Sports and fitness with Roger Hawkins.
My first fitness challenge is just for the sheer heck of it. I want everybody to start working on upper, middle, and lower pectoral muscles, because your posture, you got to get those together. And like I said, I'm giving $100 to the person who can make their boobs jump the best. That's men and women included. You got to make your titties jump with no help. So anyway, that's my fitness challenge. Some of y'all.
Look, let me tell y'all something, right? And I'm such a fool. I'm sitting here going.
Hey, some of y'all don't even get in it. Don't even get in it. Because if you ain't running, your shit ain't jumping.
You know what? This freaker right here.
It had to be said. I don't have a whole heck of a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I've really been working my butt off, but we're gonna get back on track with my workouts and stuff. But in the world of sports, real quick, I got to talk about my boys. They survived the scare from some pitifully playing Jets who made it look good and we made it look bad. So the Chiefs, I'm pissed at. It is what it is, but we managed to scrape by. Speaking of football,
speaking of which,
yeah, whatever.
Patrick Mahomes got death threats.
What?
No.
Yeah, guys.
You know why?
What he
do? You know why? I'll give you one guess why. What he did, it happened at the end of the game.
What did he do?
He stopped.
He stopped
on the 1 yard. He stopped on the 1 yard line.
So when he ran the ball, see, here's the thing: you have fans, fanatics. Fanatics are fucking batshit crazy. He was really being smart with the clock. He was being selfless.
Exactly.
The problem is fanatics, who most of the time are non-athletic and don't know shit, but they like their team, are like, he's stupid. Why did he stop? Blah, blah, blah. He could have scored. See, This is why selfish armchair quarterbacks need to stay home.
So here's the problem. So the death threats came from gamblers.
Oh,
because he fucked up the spread.
The spread.
He fucked up the spread.
Well, then,
See, he'd have crossed that goal line. It'd have been ching 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 in Vegas.
I told y'all, as much as I love the game, as much as I love this sport, as much as I love everything,
don't gamble.
Professional sports is a reality show. It is a script. Y'all can don't hate the messenger. It's the truth.
Yeah.
All of that, they went from doing fantastic, being up 17, to all of a sudden playing like third graders, to all of a sudden dude, I'm sorry. This shit is Real Housewives of Kansas City. Like, I don't give a shit. We're on the receiving end of the W's right now. And guess what? I'm going Macarena to it until it's over. Like, we spent decades losing. I don't give a shit. I'm just letting y'all know. So for those of y'all betting the farm on it and getting all emotional about it, more fool you, stupid.
Right.
Really?
Just bet on the win.
Anyway.
Wow.
How about not betting at all? How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Have fun with it. Do whatever. But if you get emotionally invested in something that's already preordained, more fool you. Like, it's too much money to be made. You gotta stack the deck. It is what it is. It's a game. That being said, I hate to kind of be gossipy, but I have to. So, Brittany Mahomes, Patrick's wife, speaking of that, has unfollowed Dooflicky, Travis's ex-chick, the sister. Now, I'm pretty unpopular about the things I say about her. People get mad at me because, oh, she's a beautiful black woman, blah blah blah, and they're mad because he went to Tay-Tay and is doing what he's doing. Now, here's the thing. One, if anybody calls me a Kansas City Swiftie, I will hurt you badly, and I can do it a lot of ways.
Okay, so check this out. Pause, because some of us don't know what that means.
Taylor Swift.
You live in Atlanta, so it don't matter.
Travis Kelce. So Taylor's fans are called Swifties.
That means grown people follow someone else like a religious cult, and they allow themselves to be named after somebody that their mom didn't give them that name. So that being said, just understand, I'm gonna make it painful for you if anybody calls me that, because I'm 100% not that. Look, I'm not a Swiftie. I don't follow nobody like that. Anyway, that being said, Brittany Mahomes is salty because she's not the most popular white girl in the box up there cheering for the Chiefs anymore.
But it doesn't even matter. She's the wife. Stay in your place, do your thing, take care of the kids.
How you play crazy, Mimi. I love how you play crazy, because you know, just like I do, the people with no real talent have to be influencers, and they have to be all this other bullshit that's been made up for social media because they have they don't do shit else. Now, she was a good soccer player, and they do own the team that's coming there, but nobody cares at the moment. She wants to be the number one Karen in that booth, and she ain't right now.
And then she needs to do something to be the number one Karen.
How about sit your ignorant ass down, keep being that man's wife, and spend that $500 million, you twit. That's what she needs to do. But she's salty.
Right.
So anyway,
that part.
But anyway,
real estate,
the black girl, what's her name? Kayla, Quisha, Boomkita. She unfollowed all of them because they're hanging with Taylor, and she used to date Travis, and she's bitter, and people get mad because they go, oh, you know, we talked about it. So anyway, I think that's funny. She's proving my point about being petty and pathetic. I don't care how pretty she is. She's petty and pathetic. So there's that. Moving on.
So this is what I think, and I'm going to say just this, and then we can move on about that. Maybe Mona needs to go over there to KC and start a whole, housewives of.
I was about to say, now here's my stupidity. I'm like, who? Mona, who the heck? What? I don't watch TV like that.
Mona Scott.
Mona Scott. I absolutely love her because she knows business.
She owns all of the housewives.
Oh, does she? Okay. Because I have no idea who she is. I was like, she got big booty. That's all. I don't know. I don't know who she is. She got big booty.
Okay, so Trey says she needs to cry me a river and grow up and be an adult. Yeah. All that. I'm not this and I'm not. Be a wife. Be that. Stay being that chick that you are.
Be Mahomes' wife.
Yes.
Anyway, I love Travis living his best life. We're gonna be sick of hearing about it, but I love that he's living his best life. I still think the man is pretty shrewd. I love him and his brother together. I think they're
Yes.
I'm a Kelsey fan because those guys are enjoying life. I dig that. They're enjoying
They are.
life.
And he did say something earlier, because I saw this little clip that he was like, the team is just blowing up the whole thing with him and her, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. Like, he's not into all that,
Well, the NFL is using it to their advantage, and they should. His relationship with him and Taylor, and he doesn't quite like. He thinks they're making too much of it because now.
Wait! You think it's exploitation?
Can I finish? So now she's going to be doing the football songs and doing some stuff for the NFL. So they're definitely capitalizing off of it. And so he was just kind of getting tired of it. And the thing is, Travis is definitely an inspiration for manifestation, because he was the one who said that he was going to shoot a shot with Taylor. He said he was going to date Taylor Swift. And
oh God, but you don't think that her little stink ass was feeling him too? She was feeling him.
She might have, but the thing is, it actually happened. And so anyone can manifest, and he's proof of it. Anybody can manifest and say they're going to do something. And he consistently said he was going to date her. And
he's got a public relations person.
He took his shot and it landed. So, I mean, I'm happy for him. I hope he and her last. There's already fake rumors that they've broken up and she's written another song about one of her relationships. So it's just like, what the hell? But it turned out to be unfounded. It turned out to be fake rumors, but still,
Hey, what's today? What's today?
Today's October the 4th, Wednesday, October 4th.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. In my opinion, because Taylor has had a residency here, and she's doing her show, and because Travis is who he is, I'm gonna put it out there that our boys might go back to the bowl because it's gonna be here, and that would be a huge culmination to that if the Chiefs come here and win, and Travis and Taylor do something big. I'm throwing it out there right now. If it happens, listen, all of y'all need to line up. I will touch your babies, bless your lives, and do all that kind of shit, because call me Aphrodite. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm good. I've been
and if it doesn't happen, we know the Chiefs are definitely going to the Super Bowl. That's neither here nor there. But if this big thing you're predicting does not happen, then you have to buy all of us tickets to Adele.
Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't even care for Adele like that. But and thank you, because that was a good little pull. But I don't care for her. And I don't care to be at concerts any damn way. Sweaty people, I don't want to. But check this out, right? I don't think that relationship is going to last long.
Well,
I think it's going to be a whole bunch of fluff and a whole bunch of shit. And he's going to be just like Ben Affleck was with Jennifer Lopez. It's too much. Let's take a break.
Nobody gives a shit. Look, Travis been
married.
Travis been trying to hit that for a little bit. He's gonna do that. They both gonna get some.
Who you talking about? Hold on a second. Who you talking about? You talking about Ben and Jennifer?
You said Jennifer and Ben.
Jennifer and Ben Affleck, when they first got together, he was like, "This is too much shit." Like, let's take a pause on the cause, and walked away from the shit after being engaged. But then he came back and get married.
He still don't like her. Anyway,
he doesn't. And that's all for clout. That's not gonna last long either. But anyway.
See, I can't help it. Anyway,
it's the industry. You know that anything industry doesn't last.
Yes,
industry doesn't last long, unless it's like some it's some Denzel shit or some like some of the others that's been with their wives forever. But that's on some real. We're not gonna be in the
Denzel don't play football. We ain't talking about that shit no more. Denzel ain't played a lick of football in his life.
Yes, you did. You didn't know that? Wait. You did not know that Denzel Washington played football for that? No, I'm just kidding. Out.
Yeah, but you gotta put your ass down some damn way. I know you don't know. You don't know the. hey, did you know
closest he got to playing football with somebody was coaching it on the movie screen, on the big screen.
Yes, remember the Titans, which was a great film, by the way.
Oh my God!
I love you, Denzel. I ain't talking no shit about you. Okay? No shit over here.
George,
especially with
real quick.
Football season, definitely.
There was a
Return of the Remember the Titans. Such a good film.
If you don't sit your ignorant ass down somewhere.
She is sitting down.
Such a good film.
Go, Roger. I think you're still on your segment, aren't you?
What am I looking up?
Last time I checked, there's a referee that basically physically attacked a football player, a player, and ripped his helmet off, beat him down. The point that I was getting at is this. Yeah, so this kind of goes back to some of the stuff we were talking about earlier. These young people are not being protected. So that was one of the main things I wanted to get at because it came across my feed. The referee, it was in Texas, I believe. Mm-hmm. No surprise. Their football's life. But I guess the kid lightly bumped him in the middle of a play. He yanks the kid's helmet off, tries to steal on him. I mean, he basically attacked this kid. And I think it was an opposing team that maybe he did or didn't like. I read the story. The point that I'm making is there is no protection out here.
No.
When it comes to look at the 13-year-old girl that got beat down at McDonald's, 11-year-old boy shooting other people. Like, dude, I mean, we, and I only say we as a society, are completely failing these children. Look at the violence they're being subjected to. This shit ain't happened since pre-Great Depression when kids had to go work in factories with adults. I'm not even joking. The fact that an adult attacked a kid on a field for whatever the reason he deemed, it was crazy. But when I saw it, it just tripped me out. So I know it's football season and things like that, but I look at that and then I just go, where does it end? Because you have cops body slamming young girls. You have, people, you have children being placed in adult positions and having to take on other adults. It's too much,
Right.
It's just way too much. But yeah, it was crazy as hell. And see what you guys don't know from a football standpoint. The referees are part of the field. So if you run into them, if you have to run around them, whatever happens, happens. You can't deliberately injure them, but they are part of the field. So that referee was dead ass wrong for touching that young man. But I mean, he actually just straight start trying to beat him down. So.
JJ asked what happened to the referee afterwards. And Lolo, hello, we're not ignoring you, my love. Mentoria, thank you so much. Thank you guys for chiming in tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't been updated. I just read this a day or two ago, but it's crazy. It's, we can see what happened. I know what would have happened if that had been my kid, but again, y'all know Roger answers things a certain way, so we ain't gonna talk about it.
Well, George got something coming up.
Yeah, check this out.
A high school referee goes viral. His video after ripping off a player's helmet in mid-play. Now the UIL is getting involved. Now, this happened Friday night. This is in Siegelville Stadium in Dallas. Madison High School playing Whitney High. Whitney, the school district there. You can see in this video, look at that. It shows the player bumping into the umpire. The umpire rips off the teenager's helmet, throws a flag on the play. We're told the teenager was ejected from the game. Well, in a statement posted online, the UIL says they are aware of this incident, looking into it, into exactly what happened there.
That's a hate crime right there.
Let me tell you what the headline.
He never would have done that if that had been a white player.
The way he yanked that hat off that boy's head, though, that helmet.
Was that not personal?
Yes.
That's a hate crime.
Yes, that was nasty, actually.
It was.
The headlines would have read the next day, parent places referee in coma.
Because let me ask you guys a question. Does this not happen regularly, though, where referees are like bumped on, or they might be like stepped on or hit on because they're literally like in the way of a play?
No, they're supposed to move in and around the game seamlessly. But yeah, there are occasions when the play happens so quickly that referees do get bumped or even knocked down and things like that. It's an accident. This kid didn't even make it past the guy.
Yeah,
that was a hate crime. He never would have grabbed him like that if that had been a white player. I'm sorry, I stand on that.
In Texas, football's different. They say it's football's life. It's a cliche, but it's true. In Texas, football's everything. So he could have been betting on the other team. It could have been a rival. Because it looked pretty unprovoked. I don't know what was being said during the game. Could have been jaw jacking. Could have been a lot. But
he needs to be sued.
Yeah, anything that takes you out of your character to do that teenager. Come on,
He
man.
needs to be sued. He needs to be arrested, and he needs to be sued. Seriously, that's unacceptable. On any standard, that's unacceptable. No.
But yeah, that's it. G, you got something?
Of course, you know
Of course he does.
Hold on.
I do too tonight, so.
Absolutely.
Okay, right on. Let me get my pinky up. Go ahead, boy.
No, I don't have anything for the 411. We can move right on to Crystals. Or not. TV.
Crystal said she has something, didn't she?
Yeah, she just said. I said we can move right on to Crystal.
Okay, so you got to put her little thingy on, her little movie thingy.
Oh, it means they're movies.
Why I gotta be a little thing?
I thought she talking about she has a 411. Good
Because
Lord.
it is.
Yeah, I got a 411.
What?
My 411 is I got a movie, you know.
All right, fired.
Put up.
Now, let's check out the movies with Crystal C.B. Booker.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to CB at the Movies. And I have a movie tonight. The movie that is on everybody's brain, that's on everybody's mind. The Creator. With John David Washington and Gemma Chan. Okay. What can I say about this film? It's a film. It's a film. I would not be doing you justice if I didn't just say, you know, go see this film. It's great. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. No, see it and you be the judge. For me, I expected more. And there were some parts in the film where John David's acting is pretty bad.
That doesn't make anybody be like, okay, well, shit, I want to go see it.
Just keep
Hey, gotta be honest.
Would I spend money to see it again? No. Would I encourage you to spend money to see it? No, but that's just me. I'm just saying that it's an interesting film. It is definitely an original story, without a doubt. It's original. But the one thing about it is after seeing it, you're left with more questions. It is a movie that's riddled with so many questions because you don't know how the things in the film came to be. And and for me, I don't like movies that leave me with more questions. So the only way to really justify this film is for them to do a prequel. Will the prequel do as well as this? If it answers questions, yes. I hate watching films that just leave you dangling where you have more questions. Or you're wondering, okay, so where did that come from? Okay, so how did that get created? So it was, it's definitely an original story. The action, it's a lot of action. The special effects are pretty amazing. Now, I have to admit that. The special effects are pretty amazing. The cinematography is great. The CG, not bad. So other than that, but as far as like the story, the plot, I just expected more. And it left me with a lot of questions. So on that, I would recommend
not watching it.
I would recommend see it for the special effects. See it for the special effects. See it for the story. You know.
You just said so much shit about this film. And you're like...
Well, the thing is,
look at JJ.
what is the movie about? You know, after watching it, I can't even really answer that part about it.
Go to sleep.
It is about a futuristic world that is where humans and robots or symbionts live together. And
so it's Will Smith and...
No, it's now. It's now. Okay, cool.
It's now.
Okay.
But it's about a futuristic world where robots and humans, they just want to live together. They just want to live together in harmony. And
this is only one. It's only one movie, and nobody's going.
It's another movie.
It is
Hey,
I got one.
Do the robots have? Do they have metallic vajayjays? Do they have like electronic?
No, but there's a scene where they're watching like the robots.
No. You can't talk about the scenes. So we just what it's about. We talked about it. You have another movie, Mama?
I can talk about that scene. It's hilarious because it's a robot on a strip pole. It's interesting.
All right, you know what?
To say the least.
Okay, you know what?
But that's basically what it was. But one thing about the film as well is that it shows just the ugliness of war. And in this one, it's kind of like a different spin on it, where you see the robots having more human qualities and the humans having more cold-hearted robot qualities. So it's a different spin. It's a different take. And it definitely puts the United States in definitely a different light. And you think of our military that they have to go through. So, yeah, I mean, it's a movie. So it's out now. Check it out. Don't check it out.
Chris, you have another movie?
No.
The Exorcist actually comes out this weekend, which is a different take. Ellen Burstyn reprises her role as the lead role in the original Exorcist. There's also special cameos by Linda Blair. It is a different spin because instead of one person possessed, you have two. So
yeah, I actually like that. I saw the preview.
Check out, and one is a person of color, a Black girl, which you never see. So you definitely want to check it out. The Exorcist.
George got it.
I would highly recommend that one.
George got it. Let's go. Let's go. Right quick.
Good day. You'll be home by dinner.
I love you. Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Catherine.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine, about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this, we love you. Please come home.
Universal.
Hey, you found her?
What are you and Catherine doing out there in those woods?
You were just walking and walking. That's all I remember.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Thought I heard you say something.
Hey, baby. You okay?
Wherever those girls went, they brought something back with them. The body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood?
Catherine.
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Catherine.
The body in the blood.
Catherine.
The body in the blood.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Mommy?
No, but there are people out there who have.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
I believe you can help get our girls back.
Exorcism is a ritual. Every culture, every religion, they all use different methods. It's going to take all of them.
Don't be scared.
We've met before.
What did you do?
Is that Catherine's heartbeat? They're beating in sync.
God,
played a trick on
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
needs to see this film.
Pretty dope. I just watched the whole movie. I'm good.
And if you are, and if you're
Gonna
squeamish
miss
when
that
it comes
shit,
to
for real.
horror, like this, films like this, yeah.
See, the fact that they actually had a black girl in there makes me want to watch it even more,
They know how
because
to get y'all.
black people in movies like this, they always die first. It's all first 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Not unless you LL Cool J. He survived.
Right.
Chico.
Exactly.
So
Well,
the rules have
And
changed.
he blew up the shark.
He
And he blew up the shark.
I'm gonna tell you
With
something.
his
First
toe.
of all, LL Cool J was not gonna die at all till the very end, if he was gonna die any damn way, because that you just had to keep all that fineness throughout the whole film. Anyway,
Yeah. All right, listen. Real recap what we're going to get into right now. We're at the top of the hour. We need to get into some a little more, a little heavier stuff. What we got?
Well, first we have to hear George's 90 minutes or less of things we don't know.
yes, for sure. Let's go.
90 minutes.
90 seconds.
Like, damn, like, woo. I don't think my song's gonna play that long. What do you mean?
I'm going to have a topic tonight, because the whole hour would be just.
All right. Worth this information in 90 seconds or less. Let's see what we got here. Niagara Falls never freezes. Each limestone granite block that makes up the Great Pyramid of Giza weighs 2.5 tons, and there are 2.3 million of them. It would take you approximately 8 months to walk along the Great Wall of China. The first handheld mobile phone was made on April 3rd, 1973 in New York City. Buzz Aldrin, the second man to ever step on the moon in 1969, actually peed himself while walking the surface.
Okay.
In ancient Egypt, the word cat was actually pronounced meow. The American Revolution of 1765 to 1783 came before the French Revolution of 89 to 99.
Okay.
And there you have it. Worthless information in 90 seconds or less.
And
The
there you
last
have
one was still random. The last one was real random, but okay.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I'm still stuck on the freaking Wall of China. Who the hell?
That's what they're saying out there. Them dudes, I'm like, dog, I'm trying to get me some meow. Trying to get me a little bit of that meow.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
Oh well. Okay. So.
That's what's up.
Ooh.
Crystal, what you got?
All right. So our topic this week is, what are the implications of raising children in a gender-neutral environment, and does it impact their identity development? Let's talk about it. So that is what we're talking about. That is our topic. Now, the pros and cons. So what are the effects of raising a child that's gender neutral? And this is according to choosingtherapy.com. The effects of raising a gender neutral child are: freedom of experience and choice makes gender neutral children more creative than their peers. They have the ability to have more hobbies and interests and can enhance their insights. They easily become familiar with the interests of the opposite gender. So, what are some of the cons?
An article written by a gay person. I just wonder.
They're neutral.
It sounds like it.
They're neutral. Thank you very much.
I didn't ask them.
Oh, just checking.
Your sexuality has nothing to do with your intelligence. If that's the case, then there's a lot of dumbasses walking around.
There are a lot of dumbasses walking around.
There are a lot of dumbasses. I'm saying that sexuality has nothing to do with it.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I feel the need.
Warning, the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
And go.
So basically, the question is, what are some of the pros and cons? Or basically, what is gender neutral parenting? Well, according to firstcryparenting.com, gender neutral parenting is when parents raise a child without forcing any preconceived gender norms upon them, and they allow them to choose which one they would rather adopt for the rest of their lives. This allows the child not to be put into a box and grow up according to conventional gender rules. For example, parents would address the child as baby in their conversations. I know, and not boy or girl. And they would allow them to dress in what they want, whether it means boys wearing pink or girls wearing blue. And you keep neutral room decor and toys, and in general, avoid any kind of gender stereotypings. Some parents might even choose to hide the gender of their child from everyone except their closest family members. So it's basically, to me, I guess it's a parent's right to choose. Would I do it? No. But my kids are grown, so I never even thought about it. But we're living in a different world now. So what are you guys' takes on that?
Now, Mimi, I know you probably have, you've got some experience and all around the world on that. What are your thoughts on that? Is it something that you, and again, CB, like you said, I think all of us have grown children, but that being said, we've all had different experiences with that. So in your case, like I said, how do you handle certain things like that? What do you think? Is it different if it's a boy or girl? And that's me asking both of you guys. If it's a boy versus a girl, what do you guys think?
Well, see, I don't, well, of course, you know, I dealt with this with my daughter and her being gay, and it's really interesting because one of my really, really close friends told me when my daughter was like 12, 13 years old, and she was like, you know, your daughter likes girls. I'm like, no, she don't. It's like, she dresses how she dresses because she plays basketball. Like, this is okay, so it's really interesting because being fresh from the islands, right, where you have like one or two people that you know that might be living a certain type of lifestyle, but they're keeping it on the down low, and it's not too much out there because in the islands they don't even play that. But well, now it's just a fruitcake world. But back then it was just like so hidden. So to me, I was just like, well, she plays basketball and all the females dress with their little basketball shorts and the little this and the guy, you know, she got her little braids and her little swag and and I just let her be, because at the end of the day, you just want them to just be instead of being forced into this or that. So when I was told, I was just like, nah, not at all. And then that was when she was 12, maybe. And then at 17 is when I got the blow that was the case. And she really was like, you know, Mom, this is what it is, because we had a conversation about it. And I just had to just deal with it. Like, okay, this is what it is. At the end of the day, you're still my daughter, but just don't bring that to me because I'm not with it. Like, that's not me. It's not my life. It's not what it is. But if this is what you're doing, you still my daughter. I love you, you know, unconditionally, but just don't bring that to me because I'm not ready for it. And all these years later now, of course, you know, she's in the position that she's in and she's got, you know, her little girlfriend and shit. And she's, you know, she's doing her thing and she's all right. Like, I'm good with it. But of course, she's 33 today and it's her world, not mine. So but today in homes that I see where the kids are like all turned up and just really like in a different type, because stuff is different today than it was 10, 15 years ago. Way different.
Facts.
And I'm just like, and it has to be really different for, because mothers deal with stuff differently when it comes to our kids. We are loving our kids unconditionally, no matter what. It is what it is. Like, look, just live your life. Don't disrespect me. Be straight. Dads, on the other hand, are like,
whoa. I'm gonna address it. You think fathers don't?
it's not that fathers don't. I know of some fathers that are, but at the same token, there are a lot of fathers also that are like,
with boys. I get what you're saying.
With boys, the kids are shunned.
I get you. I got you.
Right. Now, see, I have a son. I can't even imagine in my head how I would feel if he came to me with that, because I have a totally different thought process when it comes to a son than I would with a daughter, because a daughter can just at one day be like, you know what? I don't even want to do this shit no more. Let me just go and just be with a dude. But when a son, your son, and you got backdoor access, like, dude, how do you go back? How do you just decide today, you know what? I just let me just use my front because the back ain't no access. No, you really messed up.
What?
So
It don't work.
You know,
It don't work. It don't work.
It's one of
ain't nobody going for that shit.
It's one of the many double.
But at the end of the day, because there is so much of it in the world today, I just respect people for, look, this is, I need you to sign this document right quick because this is what we're doing on this project, and let's just move forward. But I'm not trying to be nobody's mother or father. Like, I got two.
So what you're saying is you accept it, but you're not okay with it. But you
right. I don't condone it, but I respect people for whatever the hell it is they want to do with their time and their life.
I got you.
Because I just have love and respect for people in general. But I'm not trying to, yeah, go get some. I'm not that chick.
George, again, I think all of us on here have at least one of each.
I'm sorry, I need some air after that.
George, same thing. Are you willing to acknowledge but not accept? Are you willing to not accept, not acknowledge? What's your thought process on the agenda? George is angry.
George got an AK-47 over there. I can't take it.
I'm shooting everything wrong.
God damn, man. So wait, okay. So okay, now because CB said the same thing. Now, and Mimi touched on a point that I think bears repeating. It is a double standard. I don't care if it's right or wrong. There is a double standard. Girls have the opportunity to experiment, hang out, try things, and do whatever. And
they can undo it.
Right. And here's the thing. Nowadays, in this day and age, believe it or not, most of our daughters look, shit, even in our parents' day, y'all might be surprised at how many of your mamas, grandmas, and aunties dibbled and dabbled, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's cool. When I met your father, like I said, knowing that some shit popped off in college, but you get to do that. That's your luxury. That's your double. That's the double standard. We can't do that. Listen, you try a new flavor of barbecue sauce. You try new wings. You don't try a dick as a man. That's just not something you get back at.
Negative.
What?
Negative.
You listen. You try new food.
You can try a lot of things.
Shirt, but you don't try dick to see if you like it as a straight man, and then say, "No, I didn't like that. I'm back." We don't get that.
No, because I think once you go there.
That's my point.
This is the thing. I think as a man or as a boy, once you go there is really no turning back, because I think that even if you decide that, you know what, I didn't like this, but I'm going to go over here, there's going to always be this little thing on the curiosity side over here somewhere.
You know what? Maybe whether you ever do it again or not, society doesn't see it as right, and therefore we've made a hard decision. I'm not saying whether it's right or not, because guess what? Some people try living different places. They try different foods. They try shit they never try again. They didn't like it. And they're okay. But this is the one hard truth in our society that says you can't experiment with that. There's no going back. And is it right? I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's how most of us were brought up to think. There are other cultures, believe it or not, that believe that no matter what you do, you're fine. You can go either way, and they do just fine. I'm talking about because Americans
You're
are
not gonna try that shit in Africa, Dubai.
no, but those are those are countries that adhere to very, very old school morals and principles. They don't jack around about that. And again, America is funny because America tries to be very progressive about a lot of things, but not so much in these areas. Now, you want my opinion? I think, and it is what it is. I think it's this transgender movement. I think that it's a motive because they are pushing that in grade school. Anytime you teach about gender reassignment and sexuality to 8-year-olds, that's an agenda. And it's a horrible agenda that this country is on. Look at the industry. Mimi, we talk about all the time. The industry, music, acting, sports, everywhere you look, they're pushing an agenda. And the reason I say that is because when you push so hard to get people to change their way of thinking and operation, that's an agenda. I'm not trying to convince anybody out here to pick up my field of work or my sports of preference or my practices. I'm just doing me. If you like it, I'll show you. But when you push it, that's a problem. They're literally not teaching reading, writing, English, math. They're teaching you can get something cut off and reassigned. And I would be murderous as a parent. And I'm not saying that there weren't a lot of those things going on, even when my kids just got out in the past few years. But I think it's an agenda, and I don't agree with it at all. If someone decides on their own, hey, maybe I feel like this, cool. The one thing about it, I cannot do flagrant and flamboyant. That's my only rule. Be who you want to be. But if you're over the top with it, that means you're trying to get attention, and the attention you get is going to be negative. I do have a problem with that. And again, yes, look, my daughters can come to me any day of the week and go, this is what I think I'm going to do. And it's like, all right, whatever. My son, if he did it, I'd be like, all right, whatever. But if you came in here spinning around, sashaying, snapping all that shit, I got to beef with that.
That's
I
a
gotta
whole
be.
big
I
down.
don't want either. As a straight man, I don't want that. Would I accept it? Absolutely. I've learned several friends that I grew up with like that. We knew it back then. Nobody said anything, and then as it progressed, we were like, okay, yeah, we knew. Love them the same. I just don't do the over the top because you shouldn't have to be who you are. But if you have to put it in people's faces, I think that's wrong.
But yeah, because this is the thing. The thing about that is that they're trying to be more. Okay, it's like, okay, I want to be her, but you got to do all this extra stuff, and we don't do that.
Yep, extra.
We don't walk around being extra. So why would you? That's
overcompensation.
That's what makes it very ugly, and that's what makes people like, okay, you know what? He wants some attention. He's gonna get this, you know, and it's bad.
It's the wrong kind of greed. I'm not, and again, I'm not for. I don't obviously, you know, I condone a lot of violence, but not in this case.
Right.
People should be allowed to live how they want to live, but I also feel like we were talking about whatever definition CB was reading and things like that, and whether that was somebody's words or not. My thing is this: if you have to push something influenced by more than just being who and what you are, I think that's an issue because again, I led by example. I didn't have to go to my son and go, hey man, you know, the man is supposed to do X, Y, Z, or this is how you operate. He learned. And by watching me, he understands. You handle your business, you work, you pay your bills, you take care of this, you protect that. There was, but if you come in and try to, in my opinion, you try to upend and redirect what nature does. And listen, I'm not going to get into the argument about we were born this way, nature made us this way. If you feel a certain way, do you. But I don't give a shit what you say. You're not going to tell me that you're going to sit there and talk anybody that's not an adult into believing they need to butcher themselves and they have no idea. These kids don't even know what damn cereal they like from day to day. They don't know what cartoon they like from day to day. And you're telling them that you want to be something that, you know, you're not necessarily born. I don't agree with it. You want to wear this kind of clothes. You want to.
Of course. I mean, the thing about it is that if you introduce them to a certain direction, then you're giving them options from a very early age. So if you're only showing them because you guys know I wear a lot of dark clothes. So if you're only showing a child blue jeans and a black top, or blue jeans and a red top, or blue jeans and a green top, then that's what they know. They got options. Well, what do you want to wear today? Oh, I want to wear my green, or I want to wear my blue, I want to wear my white with my jeans. And that's the options they have. But if you start showing them, hey, look, if you want, you could wear a pink shirt, or you could wear a tutu, or you could wear and now you got a little boy thinking he could wear this, then what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to the store. Well, can I wear my tutu? Well, no, you shouldn't wear it out. Well, I want to wear my tutu. And now this child is giving you hell.
Okay, in my opinion, do you guys believe that there are specifics to our roles based on how we were born? In other words, are there specifics to being a man and specifics to being a woman that play out throughout your life? Like, are there certain jobs and obligations and things that we each do better and that we should be assigned to, or that we should do just innately, as opposed to going, hey, I identify as this and now I'm in a role that's not traditional to me? Do you believe that, or do you think, okay, that's old school, it ain't no such thing as men's jobs, men's roles, women's roles?
I think we were raised with those expectations, but I think that the world has changed. People's thought processes have changed pertaining to that. Like, for example, according to firstcry.com, the impact on the sexuality of a gender-neutral child. Gender-neutral parenting has less effect on sexuality than you would think. Research shows that homosexuality is influenced higher by biology and genetics than environment. In fact, 85% of gender non-conforming children go on to become heterosexual adults.
So my question is, what do you think personally, as far as when I'm talking about typical or traditional roles and things like that, not just identification, but roles? Do you think there are specifics that you would have? Okay, so growing up, obviously your kids are the same age. So do you think that there are certain jobs that would be Aramis would be better suited to than Ariana?
No.
Like what?
Okay, I beg to differ, but go ahead.
Because I think that a woman can do anything a man can do, sometimes even better.
Sure.
So I would not put my daughter in a box and say, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that if that's something she wants to do. And I wouldn't put my son in a box and say, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that if that's something he chooses to do. So I think at some point it becomes not the parent's choice, but it's what the child wants, especially if they're of age to make decisions for themselves. A parent's job is to guide their children, to love them, to guide them, teach them as best we can, be there for them. But at the end of the day, they have their own minds. They have their own choices that they want to make. They have their own lives that they want to live. We can't live their lives for them, and they cannot live their lives for us. They have to live for themselves. So we'll always be their parent. We may not agree with the choices that they've made, but you still have to, come to grips, accept it. It is what it is.
I agree. You can't force anything, but here's where I'm going to veer left. I would, if my son wanted to do ballet, I'd be like, okay, be the best Baryshnikov impersonator you can be. If my daughters either or wanted to play football, I would have a shit fit, because regardless of whether or not we tell them you're equal, first of all, we're not equal. So that whole thing needs to go out the door. We can talk about this as long as y'all want. We are not equal. I'm not talking about cerebrally, because yes, your brain and mind is every bit as good as mine and better or whatever. But that's it. It stops right there. Here's what I ask people all the time. Real talk. If a brawl broke out, would you want 5'2" women cops to show up, or 6'2" men cops to show up, or 6'2" women for that matter? If a fire broke out, would you want a woman trying to come? But by nature, we're physically superior. Certain things are designed for us. We are the beast of burden on the planet. Let us be the pack mules and do what we do best. You can be a scientist just like I can, an engineer, and all that. But when people go, I tell my daughters in a heartbeat, you can do anything very well. My daughters were great athletes, but don't expect to beat your brother. Don't expect to beat me, and I'm 100. It's just the nature of the beast. And I think we do a disservice when we tell girls they can do that because it's not fair. I can't have a baby, nor do I want to. I give you full props for that. But you can do calculus like I can. You can read, right? But we are just by design different. And I don't think it's fair to tell people, yes, you can do anything the same and better. No, you cannot, and you shouldn't. But we're not talking about your intellect and your brain because, yes, you're every bit as good. But let's stop it right there. The world was made by physical beings. These physical beings created the roads, the streets, the infrastructure, satellites, all that kind of shit. You're not going to find 10 people that don't look like me to do it. What's up, Mimi?
I want to say something.
Mhm.
I just think that when you give women or men like such a right, or let me just say women, because women have this thing with thinking that they can do anything that a man does. And I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to say we can't. I'm going to say we can. I'm going to also say we shouldn't. Like, I don't want to be a construction worker laying freaking bricks and all that shit, even though, damn, I could probably go do it and do it better than some men. But at the end of the day, that's not what I want to do. I want to be in somebody's office, being classy, being cute with my old little nails and having my little, hey, thank you for calling at my entertainment group. How may I help you?
Embrace it.
I'm just saying that we should not have to be fighting hard to be in a man's world. Like, I want the man to be the man and do what men do, and us. Okay, so there's that role when you're talking about going out and working, and then you also have the other side when it comes to men and women at home, where it's like, oh, the man should take out the garbage and the woman should wash the dishes. And no, I just think that we should all do shit together. Like, at the end of the day, if you see some dishes in the sink and I don't feel like washing them, baby, why don't you just
now this is interesting. This is interesting. So, but these have been traditionally gender roles, and that's funny, but it's true. So if you look at that, you go, okay, typically the trash is the heavy, dirty work. If we want to keep you away from that, we tend to do it. You're right. Anybody can do it. And if I tell my kid downstairs, hey, bring this up to me, then she needs to do that. Because guess what? I live in a house full of women. But the point that we're making is, if there's a bump in the night, guess who gets up? None of them.
Me, because I'm a single mom. So it would be me.
But that's a difference.
I take care of it. 100%.
Well, we're talking about women and men being in a household. We're not talking about single moms. I'm also a single mom, and I did all the shit.
You're doing what you have to do by choice, or because you don't have a choice. If your son was there, he would do it because he's an adult. He's not. He lives where he lives, and I understand that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about what you do out of necessity. We're talking about if everything is in place as it should be. If things go as they should be, that wouldn't be the issue. You're right. Listen, I was raised by a single parent. I know full well, but I've always, like we were saying earlier, I've always kind of taken on that mantle.
I did it all, and guess what? When my daughter could, you know what I did? I sent her to do it. Like, I'm not taking out the garbage anymore. You send out the garbage.
If your son was in the house, if he was, it wouldn't have been her. If you happen to be married to that, you wouldn't have. You did it out of necessity. That's the point that I'm making. And so but here's the thing that's weird. You ladies both have had to do a lot on your own. Now, here's what's crazy. Even though you do it and you take pride in that, how often do you go, I'm tired of doing everything. I'm tired of blah, 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 because you've had to play both roles. And so it wears you down, right? Now, the funny thing about it is when men talk about women being
But this is the thing, and let me just say this in parentheses. At the end of the day, right? If I am doing it by myself because I've been like alone by myself, and let's just say me with my daughter, right? Because my son was raised by his dad. So when she was out the door, I still have to do all these things by myself. So it doesn't matter. It's not let me get a man just because he can do the man stuff and I can do the woman stuff. At the end of the day, I get to do it all, which is all good. But if a man comes into my life, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step to the side and let the man do what the man wants to do because it's only right.
Good for you. Which you should. But the point that I'm making is too many men, unfortunately, are becoming feminine, and there are too many masculine women in the world, and that's not cool because women when women talk about embracing their masculine energy, let me tell y'all something out there, just being real. I know a lot of my sisters have had to do it on their own. I was raised by one. My heart goes out. That's why I have so much love for y'all. But I'm just here to tell you, when you feel like you have to compete with a man in a man's world, you're gonna lose.
No.
It's not normal, it's not natural. You shouldn't be masculine. Because here's the thing.
Because I don't want his ass to compete with me either, because I'll be fucking pissed off.
Exactly. If you embrace your masculine energy and he embraces his feminine energy, you're gonna be like, if this bitch ass dude don't get out of here, it ain't fucking sexy, is it? No. Guess what? A masculine woman ain't sexy to us either. So when I see these little dude chicks walking around with a face like mine and they titties taped down and they look like little boys and they holding a girl's hand, I respect that that's what you love. Listen, you like a good looking woman, so do I. We both looking at your girl. But the thing is, ain't nobody gonna respect that, because here's the thing, you look like a 17-year-old dude. So I'm not gonna respect you coming up to me trying to have a deep voice going, "What's up, bro?" And I'll get your little ass up out of here, because most of them ain't but that big. It's not normal to us. It doesn't even look right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You love who you love. What I'm saying is you can't tell me that people don't look at that and go, nah, because again, you're trying to be something you are not. It ain't no different than a dude who's 6'2" with big broad ass fucking shoulders, hands this damn big and feet this big, saying, I want to swim on the women's swim team and winning. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I fucking can't stand that guy. You 6'4" smashing these women in NCAA swimming because you couldn't with men. That's bullshit.
And I have a problem with that too. At the end of the day, I think that they should have their own teams. Have your own. Have a transgender team or have a whatever you want to be team. But I don't think that you should be over here with the women that are. And you coming in there with all your testosterone with your shit.
See, you have to realize that so-called suppression is out of the gate. You can suppress a hormone, but you're already fully developed. Again, listen, me at my size, if I decide next year that I'm going to compete in my particular skill and I'm going to go in there and compete as a woman, I'm going to destroy. I don't care how many black belts I see. I'm going to destroy every woman I see. It's fair.
No, and that's not cool. That's not fair.
So if you notice with this movement we're talking about, most of the time you see transgender women, i.e., men who transition to women, competing. You don't see women who transition to men competing because they know better.
Right.
Because they know better. They know. Listen, you've got the frame, the average height.
Because you're not a dude, so you got to be like, yeah. What's up?
Here's the thing: the average height in America for women, black women in particular, is about 5'3", 5'4". That's average height. The average height of the man in America is about 5'9". Fuck you, George. It's about 5'9", same. So anyway, so that being said,
over there,
so you take just a regular 5'9" guy and put him and make him a woman. He's huge, because tall for a woman is 5'7". You take a regular woman who's 5'3", 5'4", make her a man, she's undersized. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like you. Have your own division, do your own thing. I'll come support and I'll clap. But if I would have seen somebody look like me line up against my daughters in track, I would have had a problem.
Of course.
I'm not hating on what people want to do. I just don't think we shouldn't be force fed and have to swallow what this country. But this country's on a real twisted agenda. This country really, dude, this country, we are on a real twisted agenda, and that's part of it. It is what it is. A lot of people are whistleblowing and talking about that stuff. These high profile, really, really rich people, they're into some twisted, demonic shit.
Yes.
This is part of it. You're trying to thin the herd by separating the families, by making guys think that they're women, and people not wanting to get married and have children and do stuff like that. And listen, there's less children being born for the first time in history right now in this country. There are more women over 30 that have no children than there have ever been in history. And if you don't think that that's an issue, there it is.
Yes,
And
of course it is.
because of this shit. Take down titties, buzz cuts, and 3 fucking chin hairs, but you 42 years old. Like, come on, man. Who you fooling, man? Who you fooling?
Hi, Carrie. Yes, Carrie said she agrees. Yes.
Hey, I know it's heavy, Carrie, but you definitely follow my logic. Listen, here's the thing. I used to be a bouncer in a drag club, and there was some transitioning, there were some different things. People are wonderful. If they're wonderful people, they're wonderful people.
Yes.
I got no beef with you as people. But again, I don't like anybody pressing anything on me. Don't push your politics, your religious, your financial,
Yes.
don't push anything on me.
Yes.
And don't make it an agenda and force it on my children without my permission. And when people do that, I know to look. Now there's a problem because I know you're trying to pull some shit.
Right.
You're forcing things. There's so many teachers and stuff that are getting into it because they're pushing this wacky agenda on young children. It's crazy.
Yes.
I'm glad my kids are out of it. And I went through some of it, believe it or not. One of my daughters was like, "Oh, I think I like girls." I'm like, "Yeah, sure you do. Here you go. Date 1, 2." And guess what she's doing right now? Not that I have an issue with it, but the thing is, guess what she's doing right now? "Oh yeah, me and so-and-so dude going out." I knew the drill. She was doing it because it was in vogue. It was kind of like a cross colors jeans. It was kind of like
Right.
It was a fad.
That's that, and you know what? So that's crazy. Because that's crazy that you said that because I actually thought that when I found out that my daughter that it was a fad, and then of course it became more serious because some more elements were thrown into that where she had been through some shit and she was like, you know what?
That's different.
So that's a whole different ball game, a whole topic for another day. But yeah.
I agree with what Carrie says right there. I'm the same way with Carrie. Believe what you want, but keep it there. Don't force it on everyone else, especially our children.
Yes. Because what's happening now is that the kids are going to school and they're little itty bitties and they're coming home with questions and you're like, where the hell did you learn that? Oh, well, my teacher said, or my teacher showed me. What? So that's what's happening now, that now you have the teacher imposing all these different topics on these little kids that don't have no business. They should be like in their ABCs on 1, 2, 3s, and they coming home talking about, well, my teacher has a girlfriend and she's a female, and this is what they do because I saw it on a video that she showed me. What? And the parents are going crazy.
But the teachers are backdoor forcing that. Again, it's an agenda. And I can't even imagine how ballistic I would have gone if I would have found out that was the curriculum, but your kid is not ready to like take a test or learn a new language.
Yes.
You're trying to have them make life decisions. That's why, like, okay, kind of following that flow, like we talked about D Wade and Gabrielle. I think they are absolute trash for what they did. I do. Don't give me that bullshit about your 12-year-old knew what she wanted. You let that kid do that. I think they're both the trashiest people on the planet for doing that. Because I think it was publicity, and I think you wanted to seem progressive, and I feel like you ruined that young man's life, and now it's. I'm not going to say it's too late or too far gone, but think about what it would take to undo and reverse.
Well, this is the thing. It would be too late and too far gone if that child really had a whole transition done.
But I feel like that's kind of what the plan has been since the kid was 12.
Yeah. So if the kid has been transitioned, then that's done, because you can't take a dick off and put it back on. But with a punani, you could be like, you know what? Shut the punani down because I'm about to go over here and get some dick.
But the problem is, it's the psychological damage.
Of course.
Like if they sold Bobby's shit back on, they turned women into men, so you can do it, but it's just a wreck. That's so. Look, there have been women that have lived as men to go into the military and to support their family. There have been men that lived as women. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying when you tell a young child who knows nothing, think about the difference between when you were 21 and 30. How much did you change?
Of course.
But that's different. The way we live now is different. kids are exposed to different things. True. Kids pick up different things.
And that's what it
kids
is.
learn different things.
Where we were back then, 20, 30, 40 years ago, compared to now, like in our 50s and shit, 45 and over, it's like, ooh.
Yes. What they're seeing is, 100%. But here's what I'm going to tell you. No matter what you say to me, I don't care how well developed, how built up, 16 is still 16. 12 is still 12. You can only develop when you develop. You see more, you're exposed to more. It doesn't mean you understand. Yes. I'm just saying mentally, not physically, because kids are bigger, faster, stronger. I'm saying 12 is still 12. And you can't tell me that a 12-year-old is so much more mature, because actually they're not more mature. Shit, 12-year-olds 60 years ago were working on farms and getting up early. So these pussies that we raising right now that ain't doing nothing are not more mature. So I agree that they're physically superior, but mentally, not at all. Not at all. So you still aren't going to convince me that a 15-year-old in 2023 knows what they need, want, or deserve. Because hell, I know 40-year-olds that don't.
They probably don't know, but they think they know. Kids think they know everything. Exactly. That's just part of being a teenager.
I am thanking God that I am in a position where the kids are out the door. But at the same token, I have 2 grandkids and a nephew, and they're all under the age of 11. And I'm telling you now, I'm all in their shit.
But like,
just because.
CB said earlier when she was reading, she was saying earlier that, gender neutral parents pretty much, how I take it is they kind of let their children flow. They let them flow and figure it out. And I'm all for saying, hey, you know what?
Flow and figure it out at what age? Because we're not flowing and figuring shit out unless.
Okay, what do you like today? You like this cereal? You like this cartoon? Okay, let's talk about it. But I'm not. I can't be completely hands off if someone else is influencing the kid. If they come to me and say,
that's the problem.
Dad, what's this? You tell them. But if they come to me and go, Miss So-and-so tells me that I'm supposed to like boys too, I am going to beat the brakes off.
We going to school.
Don't influence this. Don't do that.
But in that situation, that's different. If it's being, influenced by a teacher, or a teacher planting that seed in your mind, like, oh, all right, I'm supposed to do this. Or that's a different thing. But if a child or if a teenager has come to you as a parent and they're telling you that they're having feelings for the same sex, then that's when you have that conversation. And
kids at what age are having feelings about sex, Crystal?
But you know what?
You don't know. You don't know. Every kid is different.
In this country, it's very young. But to your point, CB, I've dealt with that. And again, like I said, when it's with girls, it's no problem. Because you go, all right, that's cool. I've dealt with that a few years back. And here's the thing. One day it was Jim Bob, and the next day it was Jane. And guess what? When it was Jane, I'm like, all right, cool. We go in here, we're hanging out, we still did the same shit as couples and families and all that. And guess what? When it was over and done with, because I never made it good, bad, indifferent. I treat everybody the same. Hell, I can tell you right now stories about my daughter's girlfriend helping me change my damn alternator. Shit, I couldn't keep do that when I was younger. So the thing is, I don't treat anybody differently. If my kid loves you and you love my kid, I love you. The difference is I'm not going to push it one way or the other. You know without asking me how I feel, but the one thing about it was I'm pretty close. Let's see. Yes, my 4th grade granddaughter has been asking questions about. See, that 4th grade.
I'm afraid. I really don't know what to tell her. 2 of her best friends in her class like girls, and I'm like, oh boy.
But see, that's bullshit.
And these are 4th graders, mind you. They're like what, 9 years old?
That's influence. That's influence. In 4th grade, dude, you know what we was doing? Passing notes and trying to steal a Playboy. You couldn't tell us nothing about girls liking girls and boys like. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is that they're so open about it.
Yes.
It's a different era that we're living in. What we experienced as youth is totally different.
Yes, and guys, I'm sorry, we don't want to disregard what Carrie said. Carrie said our future is in the hands of confused kids. You think the government is messed up now? Wait till these kids take over. kids nowadays are so arrogant, thinking they know it all.
You know what, Carrie? Here's what I'll say though. The funny part about it is these so-called kids you're talking about are actually the ones that are being influenced. Do you realize why there is still racism in the world? Do you realize why there's classism and sexism? Because the old people that believed in it are teaching their respective younger counterparts. So it's not that this is brand new. It's just much more public. You're 100%
Yes.
right. These
Yes.
know nothings, and even my daughter and I talk about all the time, and she talks about Gen Z and whatever. And she's like, man, Daddy, we are in bad shape. And she even knows it. Because, I mean, I talk shit on them all the time. But, it's just one of those. It's just one of those. They are being taught at the knee of these people in the background. These are just people. Everybody nowadays just wants to be public, wants to be heard, wants to have likes. So it's out in the open. I don't think any of this is new. Clearly, it's not new.
Of course.
Sodom and Gomorrah, it's not new, but it's in your face.
Yes, of course. There's more. You got social media, you got cameras, you got everybody on their cell phones, you got all this, but it's been going on for a long time, for decades and decades. It's all in the Bible. So,
but what do you do when the minority becomes the majority? Like that's the thing. Like this has become so everyday, prevalent, run of the mill. People aren't even shocked by it. It's just matter of fact, and that's a scary thing because now it becomes regular.
the norm. It becomes the norm.
And that still goes back to that's man playing God. The fact that you were born one way and you choose to alter something that, look, if you can't achieve something by maybe working out, getting in shape, eating right, doing whatever, you can't change your sex by doing that. You can't change how you you can make yourself bigger or smaller or whatever within reason. But if you have to use drugs, medication, surgery, then that tells me you're not meant to be there. And my heart goes out to people that feel like they're trapped in another body. That I know that's true, and I know body dysmorphia plays a part. That's heartbreaking. But to push that agenda shows me that there is a huge ulterior motive from the powers that be to get people to stop procreating and to stop, taking on their respective roles by nature. Some shit is just by nature. It just is. And like I said, I'm sorry when you got the man in the relationship walking around looking like a 16-year-old boy holding the girl's hand, and you got these two big 6 foot tall ashy ass, big broad shouldered, big feet having ass niggas in high heels. I got a problem with that. Yeah. What you gonna do if somebody robs you and his big ass runs, and then she got to stand there and fight because he's dressed in?
I've seen videos like that.
Come on,
right?
Come on, man.
It's not right. It's not right.
It ain't right. I've seen a guy.
Look, but let me tell you guys this, right? I'm gonna cut you off, Roger, because I gotta say this. I gotta say this. So my daughter still this is her promise to me. Her promise to me, because I've been talking about her giving me a baby. Like, look, you're getting ready to come home soon. We gotta talk about this, right? She's like, Ma, this is the only way that I'm gonna wear some heels and a dress, and you gotta get married. I'm gonna get married just for my daughter to do this for me. But at the end of the day, I'm also like, yo, just get with a basketball player. Just give me a grandchild. Like, let's work this thing out because I gotta have a grandbaby. And I just think if she gives somebody a chance at some point, she's gonna be like, you know what, I like this over here. I ain't playing with this no more. But
you know what?
It's tag and war, man. Look, this is the thing. Unless we're dead, there's chances.
And I don't make light of this. It's very, very different because again, I spent time working there. When I would ask people their story because people are definitely interested in telling their story. They want to be understood. And the thing is, me and my boys, we were all football players. So I would ask the women, especially like the really good looking ones, and it'd be like, yo, what happened?
Lolo.
I'd be like, what happened?
Right.
Because unfortunately, listen. The biggest threat to women is men. I hate to say it, but it's true. The biggest threat to women is men. You have to take a chance.
No, the biggest threat is my son coming home and talking about he likes men. That's a threat to me. Like, well, no, we have to have a conversation.
The biggest threat to women is bitch ass dudes. We don't want bitch ass.
And guess what? Both of y'all just described men in some fact.
I ain't having that no way.
XY chromosome, P standing up, the biggest threat to him. And I'm talking about physically, whatever. So let's take your daughter, for instance. She obviously has a mistrust because of past history. I get it. It's easy to go with somebody that she feels like, you know what, maybe this person wouldn't have as much of a choice as overpowering me.
Right.
Things, and so she feels more safe. I get that. But in the grand scheme of things,
but she could still change up one day and decide that she wants to be with a dude versus my son saying like, look, you know, I got hit in the back door, but check this out. I want to go be with a girl. No, you fucked up. You done. You're a mess. You're a whole mess in the world. You're going to mess up her life and everybody's life. So you know what's going to happen? As soon as she pisses you off, you're going over to here to Tommy D.
Do you think that's a case of...
But that's what down low brothers do. I mean, they have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, but you know, I think the percentage of that is, you know, it's still minimal in comparison. I just think, unfortunately, they've gotten the most press and publicity. And so that's what throws people go, oh, it's all these guys. Yeah, it's not. I promise you. Here's the thing. I know hundreds of men. I'm not saying that a couple, a few may or may not be, but I'll guarantee of the hundreds, maybe thousands of men that I know, 99% are strictly all about the woman and about doing that. It's just, you know, you base it on how you know, what you judge people on. So I don't think
Where do they hang out?
Where do they hang out? Everywhere.
Where they at?
Well, I think that I need to have some conversations with the ones that I do know that are like, you know what, I'm going this route and this is the route that I'm going, because I just really honestly feel like, I guess me today, I need to really understand why, who, how, what happened.
You might be surprised at what they tell you, because when I ask them what happened, you'd be amazed at how quickly they are to queue up and tell you exactly what happened. And sometimes,
and I'm sure they will.
Sometimes you wish you didn't ask. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, this is the thing. I would want to know. I would want to know based on some things that I experienced with my own son when he came up here to the States from the Virgin Islands, because the Virgin Islands is a very free up place. It's just free, ta-da, free. And then one day you have, you know, great contacts and you got your shirt all hang up, and then you out there doing jelly shots with the gay boys and on a corner, like playing.
No, that's an experience.
So I'm just like, what kind of moment were you having? Like, we never really get to sit down and talk about it, because he thinks that I'm really just trying to like come at him like, no, I really want to know what possessed you to do some shit like that.
If you come at him hardcore.
It wasn't. I know. I never come hardcore. I really come soft with my kids.
Shut the hell up! Everything you do is hardcore.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And look, one day you guys are gonna have the opportunity to interview my daughter, so y'all can really know like how her mother is, because I have a really, really soft spot for my nieces, my nephews, my kids. I have a really soft spot for them, and I come at them in a kind of way that if you heard me talk to them, you'd be like, the fuck, who is this Mimi?
I don't think it has
because you have to, because of the positions that they're in, the things that they've gone through, and you want to kind of like get that shit out, like what happened, who did it, where did it go wrong, who do I need to go after?
See, this is the point that I'm talking about. See, it's not about you not having a heart. See, listen, when you shoot from the hip like that, you go, no, I'm just being straight, tell it like it is. That's a lot for some people. And that's what I think.
It is. Well, let me tell you the one thing that I do know. Let me say this. The one thing that I do know, that my nieces, my nephews, my grandbabies, they can come at their Mimi for anything in any kind of conversation. And I'm going to have the dirtiest conversation with them, because I really want to fucking know.
I have an aunt just like you. Today is my Aunt Fred's birthday. My Aunt Alfreda, I'll meet you.
Happy birthday.
She's the same fucking way. When we were little, she would say stuff to us, and none of our other and it was like, Aunt Fred will make you blush even as an adult. And she put it like this: my Aunt Fred is shorter than fucking you, and of course she's beige as fuck, piss colored little short women. I don't know what it is about.
Oh, y'all saw George reflection? Did his facial expression just now? Who's shorter than 5'2"?
My Aunt Frida is. And so the funny part about it, but she was the one that you in junior high, whatever, and she like, listen, Don't be letting them girls put their mouth on your this and you. I mean, she would hit you with the real shit. We would be like, oh my God, we're not ready for that. So you the same kind of high.
I'm the realist for all of them. They always know they could come to Auntie Mimi.
It's not about not caring.
Yeah.
When people are not comfortable because they know that you're going to ask the tough questions and they know that you're not going to pull punches, some people aren't ready for it. It ain't that you get they ain't ready for it.
Yeah.
And when you go, all right, come here. What you been doing? Who you been doing it with? How come?
No, well, you know what? It doesn't come like that. My conversations be so sweet. They just tell it. They just tell it because like, you know what, Auntie Mimi, you're the only person I can tell this to. Let's go.
We're going to agree to disagree because for the past 3 years, you know, I think we've all developed a sense.
Roger, you shut the fuck up. We're about to go, guys. So what it is we have 4 minutes left to our show. Let me cut his ass off. As a matter of fact, hold on a second because he need to step out in punishment right now for about 3 seconds. Okay, let me put him back in here because we're about to end our show.
I'm done.
I'm just saying. So, you know, there be shit that happens on this show sometimes, and this is one of those moments. So. Love. So I'm gonna say one love, God bless, guys. See you guys next week for our next topic. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna only get crazier and crazier as we go. So just get ready for it. Say your byes, Roger. Say your byes.
If you throw a rock and a pack of dogs, the one that hollers, the one that got hit.
Full of shit. What you talking about?
I love y'all. Out. Take care of yourself.
George.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
Lots of it. Go, CB.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You've been listening to CB and the Boys. We come to you every Wednesday as your midweek motivator, offering you music, motivation, conversation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you got that and then some. Don't forget to join us next week. Same time, same station. And don't forget to check out our website, cbandtheboys.org. And definitely like us and subscribe. Click the button below here on our YouTube. And that's YouTube.com/CB and the Boys. So everyone like us, subscribe, share the live, share the wealth. And we will see you next week where our topic is conspiracy theories. So you don't want to miss that. So we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
You got a knot in the back of your head be hurting and shit. My shit is hurting.
It's all love. Carrie, Lolo, guys. Oh my God.
Hey, appreciate you guys for hanging. Lolo,
Trey, JJ, all you guys, man. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
CB and the Boys have left the building.